The home schedule wraps itself up with senior night here at the Mabee Center as Oral Roberts looks to close out that home schedule on a positive note as they take on the Denver Pioneers for the second and final time this regular season. Welcome into the ORU Sports Network. Connor Clark here with you. This is the coach, Brian Boyer. And we've got a good one here for you tonight as we welcome you into the Empire Fence pregame show. And a Denver Pioneer team that is arguably one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team, in the Summit League right now. Winners of 5 of their last 6, currently at 8-7 in the Summit League. And, well, they bring one of the best offenses in the entire mid-major here to the Mabee Center tonight.
Well, it's a very versatile lineup. They don't have a lot of size, but they can shoot it with anybody in the country. And then one of the biggest things, too, is they just seem to find a way to always get to the foul line. And when you let them get to the free throw line, that's not a good sign.
Well, the name to watch tonight for Denver is Carson Johnson, the Division II transfer. Came over with his head coach, Tim Bergstraser, from Minnesota State Moorhead. And, well, he hasn't skipped a beat. He currently leads the conference in scoring at just over 20 a game. And he had a season-high 33 against ORU the first time around. He's a lot to try and contain.
He is, and he actually started that game, scored the first 11 points for Denver. And he's just hard to guard. The other night against St. Thomas, they tried to he got totally away from ball screening, just let him go one-on-one. He had his way. You go back to the game against ORU, the ball screening switching didn't work. So really nobody's found a way to stop him at this point.
It is a tough guard, and that's putting it lightly for Carson Johnson. On the other end for ORU, they come off of a 67-62 win against South Dakota. And, Coach, that was a game in which South Dakota came in averaging nearly 81. They're held to nearly 20 under their average, and this ORU defense has really started to pick it up lately.
Well, it has, and it's going to need to be really good today, obviously, against one of the top scoring teams in the league. And, you know, this is that time of year, you know, the seeding for ORU is pretty much set with the tournament, but you want to gain as much momentum as you can going into that in the next week.
And momentum is key at this point in time. Speaking of defense, no Chase Martin tonight for ORU. He is out with an illness, so pretty sizable loss. The guy Chase Martin that's been a key piece of the starting lineup over the better part of a month. And on the other side for Denver, well, defense has not been their strong suit. They give up nearly 83 a game. However, they've been about 10 points below that average over their last 8. What's changed in your mind?
Well, the one thing is that teams, they're still finding ways to score them in the paint. And when you go back to this ORU game at Denver, ORU actually was 52-30 in points in the paint. So again, that's got to be a focal point again today, is even though Denver's defense has got better, St. Thomas had their way in the paint. Keep trying to get it inside, take advantage of the size difference.
This is an ORU team that struggled to shoot the ball all year long. And, well, when you play the game of basketball, you might look at me and say, hey, Connor, well, if you can't shoot the ball, it's kind of a big problem. ORU did not have that problem against Denver. They made a season-high 34 field goals the first time these two teams met. You mentioned points in the paint being dominated by ORU the first time. Well, Luke Ray has played a lot better since that first meeting, and, well, they're going to have to turn to him tonight a lot.
Well, they will, and he actually had 10 points in that game. Actually started out screen and roll, got an easy layup, and then a screen and pop, hit a 3 early in that game. So he has a chance to have a big game today.
Oh, other notes here tonight. ORU looking for their 3rd win in their last 5 games, and Ty Harper is also 3 points away from 1,000 for his career, and, well, we will likely see that get surpassed pretty early on here tonight. Well, as the Empire Fence pregame show rolls on, we'll talk to the head coach, Corey Barnett, as we always do, and preview tonight's matchup and how ORU can keep this positive momentum rolling as we head into late February, and, of course, that oh-so-precious conference tournament next week. So all that and more is coming your way next. This is Golden Eagle Basketball on the ORU Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Welcome back into the Empire Fence pregame show ahead of Oral Roberts and Denver. Connor Clark now joined by the head coach, Corey Barnett, and coach a team in Denver that you guys saw a high-scoring affair with out in the Mile High City earlier this year. And we all know about the explosiveness of their offense, and it all starts with number 20.
Yeah, number 20 is a hard cover. He's done an incredible job. Obviously, he came with coach from his prior spot, so there's a lot of continuity there. They know each other well. He really gets to his spots, and we got to figure out a way to disrupt him as much as possible.
Now, we talked about your guys' defensive effort last time out, holding one of the better offenses in this league in South Dakota to just 62. And you mentioned the connectivity of that group. How do you keep that rolling?
Yeah, obviously we need to do it without Chase tonight. He's sick, so he won't be able to be in the lineup. But I think our guys are ready to step up, and they're just the next guy up, staying our communication, our connectivity, following the game plan to a T.
How big is Luke Ray going to be here tonight?
Massive. Yeah, I think for him, he can really punish them in the paint. We did the last time around. We just didn't guard him, and that's a step we need to take tonight to really knuckle down and defend.
Probably a rather loaded question, but how do you go about guarding number 20? And, of course, other weapons, including Nelson and Burke, in there as well.
Yeah, you got to make him see bodies and playing a crowd consistently and be very physical as you possibly can with them. And that's what we didn't do up there. We were just too soft defensively, so we got to be a lot more physical and line them up a little bit.
Last thing for you, obviously a special night. Aaron Jacob, Ty Harper, both getting honored pregame for senior night. Ty 3 away from 1,000. What have those two guys meant to your program this year?
They've been phenomenal. I mean, obviously Aaron coming here and sacrificing the way he has and being on the scout team and getting the minutes that he has and battling through no matter what. And then Ty finished up his career of what feels like 11 years in college. It's obviously great for us to be able to have him part of this program to help us start something special here. So we're very, very thankful for him. And obviously we don't want to stop the broadcast without mentioning your birthday tomorrow. So happy early birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that little shout out. But Coach, as always, thanks so much for the time. Good luck.
No problem. See you after.
That's head coach Corey Barnett. We'll have starting lineups and tip-off coming your way next. This is Golden Eagle basketball on the ORU Sports Network.
ORU's main focus is the Holy Spirit and hearing from God.
My professors really believed in me. I met friends that I know I will have for a lifetime.
The presence of God is 24/7.
I feel I wasn't just here for a diploma. I was here for a life transformational experience.
Getting ready for Oral Roberts and Denver for the final time this regular season between these two. Second to last game for Oral Roberts. It is senior night, though, as they close out the home schedule. Connor Clark and Brian Boyer here with you on the ORU Sports Network. A pleasure to have you along for the ride here on this Thursday evening to put the home schedule to bed. And, of course, another really good opponent coming into the Mabee Center here tonight in Denver University at 15-15, 8-7 in the Summit. ORU at 7-22 and 2-12 in the Summit League this year. And Brian, we talked about it in our pregame segment about how high-powered this Denver offense is. And even coming off of their last game, an 82-80 win against St. Thomas, one of the league's best, they look like they belong in that upper echelon as of late.
Well, certainly on the offensive end, they do. It's one of the highest scoring teams, not only in the Summit, but Summit League, but in the country, and can shoot it with anybody. And when they're really, really dangerous was when they start getting to the free throw line. You've got to figure out a way to keep them off the line. In their last 6 games, they've only lost one of those games, and that was at Omaha, where they only went 6 of 8 from the foul line. Omaha kept them off the line, and Omaha was able to get that win in that game.
You talk about how crucial free throw shooting is here tonight. Denver number 1 in the conference in free throw shooting percentage at 78.3, so nearly an 80% club, which is really, really tough to do. On top of that, well, they're second in the league in points per game at just over 83. They're second in the league in overall field goal percentage at just over 48. And they're first in three-point percentage at 37.5. So they can attack you from pretty much anywhere. And, of course, it's usually Carson Johnson. It was Julius Rollins, though, leading the way with a career-high 26 last time out.
Well, he had a heck of a game. I'm trying to figure out where he's been all year. He came into that game. He was averaging 5 points a game in league play, and then had 26. But going back, he actually had a really good game against ORU earlier. He actually had 14 in that game. So he is very capable. When he comes on the floor, you have to know where he's at. He's coming in to score. Against St. Thomas the other night, the first 3 times he touched the ball, he shot it. So he's coming in to be a scorer off the bench.
I think you can say that about a plethora of guys on this
right.
Denver squad
but
here
the old
tonight.
deal is usually you want to get yourself warmed up.
This is true.
He's going to touch it and shoot it. That's where it's coming from.
You just rip the Band-Aid off right from tip-off, and that's what we're here to do tonight. And, of course, I mean, the headliner is Carson Johnson. We can't not talk about him. Averaging just over 20 a game, which leads the Summit League. He's 32nd in the country when it comes to points per game, and he was first in points per game, 3-point percentage, 3-pointers made per game. And He also takes care of the basketball, too. Third in assist-to-turnover ratio in the league.
Yeah, he's really, really good. And one of the things that's unique about this team is when you look at, second highest scoring team in the league, averaging 82 points a game, they're near the bottom of the league in assists, which is unique. But a lot of it has to do with him, and he has the ability so well just to create on his own, and I say on his own, whether that's off ball screens or whatever. But a lot of his scoring comes off of him alone and on the dribble. So it's not a team that's getting a ton of their points off moving the ball. A lot of it still comes with him and creating.
We talk about also the points in the paint, domination from ORU the first time around. And well, you pair that with the improved play of Luke Gray as of late. He's in double figures in 4 of his last 6 games. One of those games was a 9-point performance, so he barely misses that mark. But a guy in Luke Gray who has been playing much better basketball late in the season, and it just seems like he's finally starting to turn that corner that we all thought he once could.
Well, he can be a big factor in this game. Not only has he been playing well as late, but actually, again, if you go back and look at that game, he had 10 points in 13 minutes. And that was part of the scoring in the paint that ORU did such a really good job of. Right at the start of that game, one of the very first possessions, he set a ball screen and slipped for a layup. And then the next time down, he sets a ball screen, pops, and drills a 3 at the top of the key. So he can be a real factor in this game scoring-wise today.
Well, Oral Roberts trying to keep the defensive flow going. They're trying to keep the rebounding game going as well. 40 rebounds once again against South Dakota. They've had 40 rebounds now in 3 of their last 6 games. They've really been crashing the boards hard. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier on in the pregame, they hold an offense in South Dakota that nearly averages 81 a game to just 62.
Well, it's obviously rebounds important anyway, and it's especially important with a team that scores like this. You can't give them extra chances. And one of the challenges of today is their starting post player, Oldham, actually leads the Summit League in offensive rebounds, 2nd overall in rebounding. He doesn't get rebounding because he's out jumping people. He doesn't get rebounds because he's getting them out of the area. He gets rebounding just based on positioning. He's a very, very good positioning rebounder. He's very strong. You cannot move him. You almost have to have him boxed out before shots even go up.
And again, you mentioned he's not a guy who's going to jump out of the gym. He's only 6'8", and yet he is second in the conference in rebounding. The one guy who's in front of him, well, is 7 feet and about 270 pounds. So you be the judge, at least on the eye test, of how different those two styles of play are. And then, of course, Connor Dow, the last time these two teams met, had a career-high 23, a guy who could be a lethal shooter at times. And, well, they're going to have to turn on number 5 once again here tonight.
Well, not only the shooting, but I still think even with him, he's got to find ways, along with his whole team, find ways to get in the paint. He has that ability, the mid-range, get inside and use his athleticism. I think the other thing, too, is that, they were down 11 at Denver in the first game. In the second half, they really upped the transition. They got out and ran a little bit. Dow can really do that, too. Get out in the open court, see if you can't get some easy baskets, really challenge their transition defense.
The overall series between these two is tied at 13. Denver has won the last 3 meetings. That last meeting coming on January 14th of this year. Denver 98-87 winners over Oral Roberts. However, the Golden Eagles are 8-3 against Denver in this building. They did lose a heartbreaker at the buzzer last season, but historically, pretty good success here in this building for ORU against Denver. Oral Roberts 6-8 at home this season. Denver 6-10 on the road. So they've had some success. They've also played some extremely difficult road games to go back and look at their non-conference schedule as well. Let's get you the starting 5 for both sides, starting with the Pioneers. It starts off with graduate student Jeremiah Burke, the transfer from North Dakota State. Senior Logan Kinsey, graduate student Zane Nelson, sophomore Carson Johnson, as we talked about a lot, and the junior Gabe Oldham. The head coach in his first season with the Pios, Tim Bergstrazer, even record of 15-15 with the Pios. In his 4th overall season as a head coach, he is 90-37. The first 3 years of his career coming at the Division II level with Minnesota State Moorhead. And, well, he was rather successful at that Division II level as well. On to ORU, a little bit of a new look with A, the absence of Chase Martin, and B, it being senior night. It starts off with graduate student Ty Harper, junior Connor Dow, redshirt sophomore Ofri Neve, senior Aaron Jacob making his first start of the year, and sophomore Luke Gray back into the starting lineup. Head coach of the Golden Eagles, Corey Barnett, in his first year at a record of 7-22. One of the bigger storylines heading into tonight, well, Ty Harper coming off of a career-high 29 in that win against South Dakota, and he's just 3 points away from career point number 1,000 here tonight.
And he needs to get that out of the way early. Get it out of the way. Don't let it linger, right? You got enough stuff going on today as when it's senior day. You never know how teams are going to react to that. Athletes, they're all about routine, game day routine. Everything is scripted. You do this and you do this, and you warm up at this time, and a little bit change of routine today with the seniors and all that stuff. So for somebody like even Harper, you need to get those 3 points out of the way right away and then relax and play.
Well, hopefully he can get that out of the way. And, well, with the scoring output that we've seen from Ty Harper throughout the season, it's probably going to happen rather quickly. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say. Ty is a guy who has set 3 new career highs this season, and that is something that is just pretty rare overall. And, of course, he's a fifth-year senior, and this is his 5th different school. So he's been around the block. He knows how to score the basketball, and we expect nothing less here on Senior Day tonight. So Oral Roberts and Denver looking to get going here for the second and final time in the regular season. ORU looking for their second consecutive win and their 3rd win in their last 5 games. Meanwhile, Denver trying to stay hot, winners of 5 of their last 6. And, well, if everything falls according to plan for them, they could be the 4th seed heading into Sioux Falls in the Summit League tournament next week. Denver in the road black uniforms, Oral Roberts rocking the home whites, and it'll be Jeremiah Burke and Luke Gray to tip us off. Final game in the Mabee Center in 2026. Senior night is underway. Tip one back by Burke, and the high-powered offense of the Denver Pioneers will start off with a basketball. Underneath, that's Oldham. He's got one of the best shooting percentages in the entire country. That's 77%, and, well, he gets a lot of looks like that.
He does. That's the thing. He's just very efficient. He does what he does well, and just right around the rim. Great catch and finish off 2 feet.
Harper looking to get it out of the way right away. Too strong on the 3, an offensive rebound for Gray. He'll try the 3 in the corner. Knocks it through. Well, Luke Gray has been working a ton on that 3-point shot. He's starting to see it go down over the last few games, and a good example right there.
Yeah, keeping the ball alive. Again, that's the biggest. Give yourself extra chances, and they do that by getting the offensive rebound and then the nice shot by Gray.
Outside, Johnson having trouble with it. 8 to shoot. Gives it over for Nelson. Long-range 3 on the way. Knocks it down. 3 balls dropping early for both sides. And Zane Nelson, who had 20 against ORU last time around, off to a good start. Harper swings it back outside for Gray. Passes up the opportunity this time. Harper in the mid-range. Rattles it through.
Again, Denver had some troubles with that ball screen and roll and ball screen and pop in the first game, and you see 2 right there on that possession. 1 from Gray and then 1 from Dow, able to get the knockdown by Harper.
So Harper currently at 999 career points. Kinsey looking for the answer, can't find it. And Mabee clears the boards. Here's Harper in transition. Crosses over. Extra pass outside for Dow, puts it on the deck. Floater off the glass, left it short. Offensive rebound for Jacob, who gets tied up with Kinsey. And they're going to call a foul on Logan Kinsey.
Again, good job by ORU. Again, challenge the transition defense. Get out and push the ball and challenge their defense getting back.
Kinsey, the senior out of Blaine, Minnesota. One of those guys have followed Tim Bergstrazer from Minnesota State Moorhead. So ORU with a fresh 20, courtesy of that foul. Harper with a mismatch on Oldham. Let's see if he takes advantage of it. And he does, right down the lane. There's number 1,000.
So that's what Denver took advantage of with ORU at their place, was the mismatches right there one-on-one, and ORU turns the table on him today. Harper, great job on the mismatch.
Johnson comes up empty on his first look. A battle for the rebound, and it winds up in the hands of Burke. Jeremiah Burke, the NDSU transfer, out of control, and he's shaken up after the play. He's behind the play, ORU with numbers. Burke recovers, so it's back to a 5-on-5, but still a little bit gimpy.
Got the mismatch inside. Gray with Johnson on him.
And they feed it right to him. Good call. Gray trying to go to work. Muscles his way through.
And you'll find some opportunities like that where you can get some mismatches on Johnson. Is it a technical foul? That's early on in the
Technical on Tim Bergstrazer, right on cue as you said it.
3 minutes in. That's,
he was upset about the mismatch with Gray and Johnson. Thought it was a little bit too much body.
Yeah, Gray lowered his shoulder a little bit, but again, I think if you really want to draw that foul, Johnson's got to hit the deck on that.
Well, what a turn of the tides. ORU was called for 2 technicals in their first meeting, and now Denver is getting called for a technical here early on in this one. So Ty Harper to the free throw line. 84% this year, top 5 in the league, and he knocks it down. And as you said in the pregame, got number 1,000 out of the way rather quickly.
Get it out of the way early. That's right. The one thing you don't want to do, as we've talked enough about it, you don't want to put Denver at the free throw line. Likewise, Denver doesn't want to put Harper at the free throw line. A very good free throw shooter, one of the best in the league.
He went 12 for 12 that win over South Dakota. He hit some big ones down the stretch. Part of his 29-point performance. And would you look at this? ORU with an early 6-point lead on Denver. This ORU team with a couple of wins over the last few weeks has just seemed to found a little bit new life, but there's Kinsey on the response.
Yeah, ball screen refusal. The ball screen, Johnson refused it, went to his left, and when he gets in the lane there, he is so good at that little drop-off bounce pass. You cannot help forward on him. You almost have to challenge him. It's hard to say as well as he scores, but challenging to hit the jumper as opposed to letting him give somebody a layup with those little bounce passes.
Mabee turns it over. First turnover of the game for ORU. Nelson trying it again from outside. Comes up empty this time. And the rebound ripped away by Neve. Up ahead, Harper. Hop step in the lane, fights the contact, leaves it short. He'll go to the line for 2. I said this last time out, but number 1 in transition might be one of the scariest players in the Summit League. It shows you why right there.
Yeah, for sure. Not only scoring, but again, he's able to get to the free throw line here already, second time early on in this game.
So Harper with an early 6 points. Rattles home the first free throw.
He just flew right past 1,000 going for 1,500.
He really did.
It's the second foul already on Kinsey.
Well, we've talked about it too over the course of the year. I mean, Ty's ability to just take over a game, and usually that happens in the second half. We see it here in the opening minutes.
Yeah, he's been aggressive right from the start. So the second foul on Kinsey there is significant for Denver because they at times, even against St. Thomas, they would shift their lineup and actually use him a little bit at the 5 spot. And to me, that's their best offensive lineup. They are so scary with him at the 5. So having him out right now in foul trouble, I think it's a big deal for ORU Roberts.
Burke scoops up the loose ball, rims it out on a 3. 2 freshmen on the floor right now for ORU. Killips is one of them, and he loses it. Another turnover for ORU in the last couple of sequences. Next whistle will send us to a timeout. Near travel by Nelson. Here's Wysocki for the first time tonight for Denver. Nelson, a dump off for Oldham, trying to find space, but missed it badly. Here's that other freshman, Cal Furnish, and an offensive foul. A little bit too much of that chicken wing. And that'll send us to our first timeout of the ball game. But ORU's offense clicking early in this one. A 6-point lead for the good guys. 13-7, 15:22 left to go in this first half from the Mabee Center.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow,
Reese's is home to the widest selection of hand-picked fruits and vegetables that you can find. That's why we are making it easier to eat healthy and live happy by offering exceptional quality produce at new, lower prices. Come shop Reese's so you and the whole family can enjoy fresh, delicious, mouth-watering fruits and vegetables at a price you can sink your teeth into. With better prices and better produce, come taste the difference yourself. Exceptional produce at a price you will love. Only at Reese's.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-thru, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Looking to score big on your next event? Check out Marriott Tulsa Southern Hills, now partnering with Ruffin Event Center next door. With 100,000 square feet of event space combined, is a strong play for gatherings of any size. Visit our website or call 918-493-7000 to book your stay or event today. Marriott Tulsa Southern Hills and Ruffin Event Center, where every stay feels like a championship win. But ORU closes that first segment on a 10-2 run, and well, just like we saw Denver do in the first meeting between these two, ORU started to exploit those mismatches here early.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. They really pushed in transition. Even though they didn't necessarily get layups in transition, they didn't allow Denver's defense to get set. Really had them scrambling and spread from the start.
Denver basketball after the offensive foul on Cal Furnish. Yamanuchi Williams into the ball game for the first time, as well as Burke trying to score over Neve. Couldn't do it. Offensive rebound Oldham, and he puts it through.
Well, that's what I get for saying he's not a guy that rebounds out of his area, because that was out of his area. That was impressive to find that and finish it. You see why he's the leading offensive rebounder in the league.
Second overall, he averages 7.5. We've seen Oldham get switched on to Harper a couple of times here early. He's got the ball now. Harper, one extra step, turns it over.
I like here actually with Yamanuchi coming off the bench here. Again, the biggest thing for me is to get him inside. In the game at Denver, he was 5 of 7 from the field, and the only 2 shots he missed was from the 3-point line. He was 5 for 5 in the paint. He can really have an advantage inside if he'll do it.
Played some massive minutes down the stretch in that win against South Dakota on Saturday. Finished with 6 points and 6 rebounds, and arguably the biggest 6 points and 6 rebounds of the game. Under 10 to shoot for the Pios. Wysocki with 3, fires from 3, too strong, and the long rebound scooped up by Dow. ORU off to a 4 of 6 start for the field. Denver 4 of 12. Yet ORU's got the lead by 4 despite taking half the amount of shots. Under 10. Neve against Wysocki. Tough shot on the way, no good, and the rebound for Burke. Carson Johnson's been quiet here in the early going, 0 for 2. One of those shots from 3. Gives it up for Burke from the corner. Too strong, long rebound, picked up by Neve. ORU out and running.
Yeah, Johnson has been looking to really move the ball early on this one, but at any point he can take over for sure.
Furnish with a nice pull-up, and a guy who this coaching staff has said, hey, be more aggressive. And I think we've seen that a lot out of Cal Furnish over the last month.
He actually had a nice game again at Denver. He didn't score in that game, but he actually had 5 assists and 0 turnovers. So he did his job when he came in.
Nelson a 3, another one that's too strong, and Yamanuchi Williams the rebound. Harper off and running, trying to beat everybody down the floor. Gets stripped by Nelson. We get a couple of substitutions. Julius Rollins, the graduate out of Chicago, checks in for Denver. Martin Skillips and Luke Gray back in for ORU, and another late sub, Josh Lee, for Denver also in. Mentioned that Rollins in the pregame, coming off a career-high 26, and hit that game-winning 3 in a thriller against St. Thomas on Saturday.
Yeah, he came in starting to looking to score, and he finished looking to score. He was phenomenal.
Cornish looking for a shot again. That one rattles out. Lee goes baseline. Kicks it out. Rollins playing with a ton of confidence. Too strong on that one. An offensive rebound for Oldham, and he gets fouled in the process.
So what did we talk about? First catch, shot.
Yes.
Right? At St. Thomas, first 3 times he touched the ball, he shot it. So, and I'm not being critical of that. It's just that's his confidence level, and it certainly paid off in that win against a very good St. Thomas team.
It shows that Coach Brian Boyer does his homework. That's what it shows. Rollins, the inbounder here.
See already too, the way they're handling this ball screens from Johnson differently from the last game as well. As opposed to switching, they're more showing and then recovering as opposed to letting him switch and take advantage of a post play.
Lee loses it on the way up. It's out of bounds with 2 to shoot.
So far, it's been really effective. It's kept him from getting downhill, has him backpedal a little bit.
Yeah, there's going to be a timeout for review here to see who this basketball is off of, and they're going to stretch it to a full timeout. We'll take it with them. ORU still on top by 6. 15-9 over Denver when we come back.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
It's easy. Buying your next Toyota with the new SmartPath tab at JimNortonToyota.com is the new super efficient way to find and buy your next Toyota. It's easy. Visit JimNortonToyota.com, click on the SmartPath tab and find the exact Toyota you want. Build your perfect deal and finish the purchase your way. So easy. Click on the SmartPath tab at JimNortonToyota.com and make it easy where T-Town gets Toyota.
Hey fans, get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
ORU's defensive switches here tonight have paid dividends thus far. Denver started the game 3 of 6 from the field. Since then, just 1 of 10. Connor Clark joined by the coach, Brian Boyer. And Coach, what have you noticed from ORU's defense? You mentioned them showing a double team and then fading away from Johnson and clearly forcing some tough shots.
Yeah, and in the first matchup with this team, Johnson, ORU was switching all the ball screens, and he was able to get one-on-one against the post players and just dominate. He scored 11, their first 11 points, had, I believe it was 22 at half maybe or something like that. So now ORU, instead of switching, they're showing almost like a trap, getting him to retreat a little bit, and then they're recovering on their guys. So, and it looks like ORU, they challenged that out of bounds call. They won the challenge, so it'll be ORU ball. ORU will maintain their challenge. They'll get to retain it, actually, so they'll get to use that again if needed.
So a good call from KB and company from the home bench as they work with a 6-point lead. Harper shake and bake. Tough shot rattles in. He is out and about early. 10 already for Ty Harper on a night where he surpassed 1,000.
There's another example of a good job of chasing back, getting backpedaling, and then recovering out of it.
Lee nowhere to go, gives it up for Oldham. Physical take, and he scoops it in.
You just almost have to keep contact on Oldham the whole play, even before the drive. If you help up, because you can't move him. His lower body is so strong that once he gets positioned, he's got you beat.
Outside, Gray steps into a 3. He's got 2 of them. That's exactly what he worked on in shoot-around, rather popping out a little bit further after that ball screen and stepping into the 3, and it pays off right there. Lee trying to respond, and the drought continues for Denver.
And there's the example. Gray actually, on that shot there, he had Oldham boxed out before the shot even went up.
Down long range, he's got it. The threes dropping here early for ORU. They've got 3 of them already, and their largest lead at 12. Johnson still looking for his first points, forced to give it up. Leah drive, finds a cutting Wysocki, finishes through contact.
Good finish, like a good challenge by Gray going up with those 2 hands. Still a really good finish. So far, again, they're doing a good job. Gray is doing a phenomenal job. I always say the easiest part of that is the trap or like the double team. The hardest part is the recovery and rotation. And Gray has done a really good job of getting back out of that.
Another one goes down. This time it's Cal Furnish, and they shoot right over that zone that Denver pulls out. Now the largest lead is 13. Johnson against Furnish. Johnson on the way in, gets fouled.
This will be the first free throw attempts by Denver.
Fouls on Luke Ray, his first, and they say the mark of a good scorer is getting to the free throw line, and maybe this will get Carson Johnson going.
So this Connor will be interesting here. This is where early on against St. Thomas was handling the ball screens pretty well against Johnson, and then eventually Denver just quit setting ball screens. They basically just was like, just clear out, let Johnson go one-on-one, and that's what happened there. He is so good just in a one-on-one scenario, and if you help forward, as we talked about, that's when he becomes a better passer there. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe they just totally get away from the ball screens for a little bit.
Well, Carson Johnson doesn't miss many of those. He's #1 in the conference at 88%. He knocks down a pair to make it an 11-point game. Furnish thought about another look. And an illegal screen on Yamanuchi Williams. That is his first. Team foul number 3 on ORU. Each team has 3 of these.
That's a little bit. Those are always mistakes on 2 players. Yamanuchi didn't get his feet set, and really Phillips has got to be a little bit more patient there to let him get set too. And sometimes as guards you get too antsy, and you actually put your post player in a tough position there. Phillips needs to be a little more patient with that.
Here's Johnson going to work off the window, no good, and the rebound, Yamanuchi Williams.
And you see there's another example. They just decided to get away from the ball screens. ORU did a really good job with it. They're just going to let him try and attack one-on-one.
Yamanuchi Williams tries to get downhill after faking the handoff, no good. Offensive rebound, Killips, and a third try goes in, plus the foul.
Last play down, 2 players they made mistakes. Killips, Yamanuchi didn't work together well on that ball screen, and they both make up for it. Killips keeps the ball alive there. Yamanuchi able to finish it.
Yamanuchi Williams to the line to try and complete the 3-point play. ORU back in front by 13. Ty Harper comes back in for Cal Furnish. Yamanuchi Williams, a 72% free throw shooter.
See some high fives for Furnish when he walked off the bench. Well deserved. That's some good minutes by him.
We talked with Coach Corey Barnett a few weeks ago too. He said he's essentially a sophomore experience-wise, just with how he's been able to be forced into a bigger role with the injury to Lane Sparks on opening night. And man, he has really embraced that as Yamanuchi Williams completes the 3-point play.
Now who takes on the challenge of guarding Johnson, and it's like Neve here.
Saw Neve on Johnson a few times out in Denver. Of course, Johnson took advantage during every matchup essentially in that ball game at a season-high 33. Johnson tried to bounce it underneath. It's picked off. Didier Malang, the intended target. ORU leading by 14. Neve hesitates, trying to scoop it in, got deflected. Yamanuchi Williams had the loose ball, but it's taken away by Nelson. Nelson trying to go end-to-end, gives it up. Johnson a corner 3. That's a big one for him. He sees his first field goal go through, and it's back to an 11-point game.
Really good pass by Nelson. Good decision. He turns down the layup and able to find his shooter. He knew where he was the whole time. He knew where his eyes almost to the back of your head. You knew exactly where Johnson was going to be. Good pass.
Harper with 10. Downhill, pump fake. Trying to score it over the taller Malang, and that one is out of bounds off of Denver, and that'll send us to another timeout. ORU still operating with a double-digit lead, up 11, but they've led by as many as 14 as the offense continues to hum. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from the Mabee Center.
At Oral Roberts University, we pursue higher education with a higher calling. A vibrant community of world-class faculty, innovative student leaders, and Division I athletic champions. We unite the power of prayer and the precision of science to serve and nurture the spirit, mind, and body. We inspire bold dreams, developing leaders with integrity in all corners of the earth. We explore the unknown, unlocking the mysteries of creation to reveal God's design. And we foster creativity to become a beacon of hope in a world longing for meaning. We know that the journey goes beyond these walls, so we build a foundation that lasts. Empowered by the Holy Spirit, your potential has no boundary, and every step is a stride towards something greater.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at LaCourseLaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics.
In Tulsa, when you think Chevy, you automatically think Jim Norton Chevy of Broken Arrow, because Jim Norton Chevy offers lifetime warranties on every new Chevy. Jim Norton Chevy gives you 100% transparency, 100% full disclosure, 100% of the time. Visit JimNortonChevy.com or come see them. Exit 145 off the BA. Well, the threes are flying right now for Denver's offense. They just have not been going in. Already have shot 11 of them, but they've only made 2. And a big part of that is what ORU's defensive look has been, forcing some of those tough shots from outside.
No, they've done a really good job of challenging those shots. And really the only one really considered wide open shot was out of transition, the one by Johnson.
That's Brian Boyer. My name's Connor Clark. So glad to have you along for the ride here on Thursday night. It's senior night here at the Mabee Center. One of those seniors, Aaron Jacob, fires too strong, and the long rebound ran down by Ofri Neve, who tips it to Dow. So a new opportunity for Ty Harper and company. Hop step, hesitation, gets in and scores it, plus the foul.
Really great job of being aggressive on Johnson there, and then using your shot fake, getting somebody in the air, finish, and now possible three-point play.
Ty Harper has been phenomenal tonight. 12 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line. It's been a historic night for him. He surpassed point number 1,000 about 3 minutes into the game. He got that out of the way rather quickly, coming off a career-high 29. He was one of those 2 seniors honored tonight. Both of them on the floor right now, both of them getting the start here tonight. Malang against Jacob, trying to go to work. Wild take, got his own miss, and a foul on the putback.
They're going to call that foul actually on the shot. I wasn't sure if they're going to call it on the rebound, but a good job by Malang trying to tip it in to where he can get to the free throw line.
So Didier Malang to the free throw line, transferred from South Plains College, and he started his career at Triton College in 2022-23. His free throw goes down. Gray checks back in for Oral Roberts as Aaron Jacob takes a seat. Malang just 1 rebound against St. Thomas in limited minutes. Too strong on the next free throw, and Dow runs down the loose ball. So ORU with the basketball up 13. They've led by as many as 14. Gray survey. 10 to shoot for ORU. Harper getting shifty outside. He's got another one.
He was able to get the mismatch there with getting Mullane on him and went to drive, and Mullane backed off, stepped back, and hits the three.
Already his 5th field goal make here tonight. First 3 ball, and ORU has 5 of them as a team. Johnson off the deflected pass, gets fouled by Dow. There's a little bit of extracurricular contact after the fact between Mullane and Dow. Nothing comes of it.
Harper trying to get everybody away. So.
That's the experience coming into play.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we don't need to make it any bigger than it is, and they're going to go to the monitor and look at this. So the foul is on Dow, but he was then bumped very shortly after by Didier Mullane, who I'm sure his intention was to just say, hey, get away from my teammate. But was the bump necessary? That'll be the question. So we get our second review already here in this first half with 6:34 to go. We'll keep it here for the moment. ORU currently leading by their largest margin of 16 after Ty Harper's 3. He's already got 16 points, on pace to set a new career high. That will be the 4th time he would do so this season. But again, it's been the defense for ORU. We saw it against South Dakota. They forced a lot of 3-point misses. The Coyotes going just 3 of 18 in that game, and that trend continuing with Denver being just 2 of 11 from outside. 11 of their 22 field goals have come from 3-point range, and they've only made 7 overall.
Hit Harper on Johnson that last possession. Probably one of the few mistakes they've made on that is there was the drive in the corner, and actually Harper helped off Johnson there on the drive. And you're just sitting there thinking, it's like, let somebody else, don't help off Johnson. Just, I don't care if you don't necessarily have to face guard and deny him, but too much help there. They're able to give it back to Johnson, and then Johnson's able to attack off the dribble there. So just understanding who you're guarding and who you want to drive and who you don't want to drive.
So the review is over, and it looks like nothing comes of it as far as a flagrant goes or anything of that nature. So it'll be Carson Johnson to the free throw line for 2.
The only thing that comes of plays like this, Connor, you've been around this enough to know the nervousness about this is usually when this happens, referees want to clean things up and call things tighter, right? And as we've talked enough about, that's the last thing you want in a game against Denver is a tightly called game where they can get to the free throw line.
And a game 2 in this first half where they've let a physical style of play go the majority of the time.
Yeah,
as Johnson knocks down a pair.
Would definitely favor ORU. So Kinsey comes into the game now. Now this is that, I guess they still got Mullane out there, but this is where he when he's able to get more in the post spot for Olin there, he's really dangerous because he sets a lot of flare screens for these shooters, and he's able to screen and slip, pop out and shoot it. He's been on the bench with 2 fouls for the last several minutes.
And now here he comes off the bench. Harper trying to get it going again over the taller Mullane, and hits. Ty Harper is feeling himself tonight. 18 first half points. Burke on the much smaller Furnish. Furnish trying to hold his ground. A double team comes late. Burke looking for help. Finds Mullane right back to him. Nelson with 10 to shoot. Loses Neve and scores.
He can score in a lot of different ways, Nelson. He's just so calm on the court. He shoots the 3. He's got mid-range. You'll see him shoot a little floater. He's a very gifted player.
Been one of the more impressive pieces on this Denver roster, the transfer from Missouri Western. Dow hesitates, wild take, and he gets fouled on the way in. It looks like that'll be on Nelson, and it will. His first.
His college career, Nelson's been all about geography, too. He grew up in Alabama, you go to St. Joseph, Missouri, end up in Denver, Colorado.
He also went to St. Petersburg Community College, Navarro College, Arkansas at Monticello. I want to talk about countrywide tour. There you go. Down one more at the line.
You know what the mascot is for Monticello?
I don't.
Boll weevils.
The what?
Boll weevils. Arkansas Monticello boll weevils.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought the banana slugs was the most unique mascot I've ever heard. I think that one takes the cake. The ORU back up by 16, 39-23 as we approach 5 to play in this first half. Oldham with a nice move, gets inside and gets fouled after the volleyball spike from Luke Gray. We'll go on Ofri DeVay. That's his first personal.
Strong move by Oldham. Again, I know it's going to just get repetitive here, but again, when you just look at the numbers for Denver, they're shooting 34% from the field, but they're 5 of 6 from the free throw line. You're just giving this team points. You got to really just discipline, wall up, don't let him get the points at the free throw line.
Oldham comes up empty on the first. He's kind of a rarity in this Denver roster where he's not a very good free throw shooter. 22 of 43 heading into tonight. Contrary to his field goal percentage of 77. Second one on the way, left it short. And ORU catches a break with an empty trip. Harper speeding down the lane. Dow got stripped on the inside, and it'll be ORU basketball.
It's a really good offensive possession there. This was possessions like that you see, and it's like that's when Oral Roberts is at their best. That ball moved so quickly. They had Denver spread out. They're able to.
And Denver's going to challenge the call on the floor.
I actually wondered about that because it looked like they might have tipped it off the Dow's leg. This will be an interesting review here.
It certainly will be. This will be our third review of the first half. ORU up 16, 39-23. So we will see what the Stripes decide here. And again, if you're Denver, well, why not look at it?
Yeah.
ORU has been successful so far in their challenge. Denver trying to match that. ORU did have turnover troubles early on in this game. We've got 5 of them right now, but it's been relatively clean over the last few as we get another look here at that last out-of-bounds call. I think Denver may have a compelling argument.
Yeah, I have a feeling they do too. Look at the way his hand swiped it towards Dow. It's going to looks like it had to have gone off his knee.
And as a coach, I know the review system is a little bit newer, but what's your conversation in the huddle during something like this where you don't really know what the call is going to be? What do you prepare for coming out of it?
That's a good question. I think you have to address both of them. You obviously, in a case like that, you got to talk about how you're defending the out of bounds play. I think more than anything, just from a safety standpoint. But you can also address, if it's ours, what we're going to run at the other end offensively as well. So
it is Denver basketball.
Yeah, you almost have to cover both ends of it there.
So each team is 1 for 1 on their challenges. 2 first-year head coaches in the Summit League, 1 for 1. Johnson backdoor to Kinsey, extra pass, tapped out of bounds. This will actually be the only season Tim Bergstraser coaches in the Summit. Denver taking off for the West Coast Conference next year. It's one of the big stories in the Summit during the season.
Be aware of Johnson on it. That's it right there. He likes to circle up that double screen. Good job by Neve, staying with him all the way through that.
Johnson somehow kept his dribble despite stumbling. 10 to shoot for the Pios. Burke with 5. Trying to go one-on-one and an offensive foul.
That is a really good defensive possession by Neve. Not only taking away the open shot by Johnson on the out-of-bounds play initially, but then the switch, and then actually switched back, and they're able to take the offensive foul. Get his feet planted. Great job defensively.
That is something Ofri DeVay is so good at. Here he goes downhill. DeVay extra pass. Killips on the way in, but left it short. Got his own miss and cleans it up.
Yeah, again, that all starts just with transition. Just Denver never really getting their defense established. Oral Roberts attacking downhill right from the start.
How about this? ORU up 18 in this first half with 4 minutes left. Golden Eagles not playing around tonight. Nelson with a big response. Finally, a 3 goes down for Denver. They were 1 for their last 10 from out there.
They kind of hobbling a little bit on that possession. Okay, this is a Denver team that scored 56 points in the first half at Denver.
Harper gets fouled by Nelson. That'll be the second one on him. You mentioned this is a Denver team that can score in bunches, and we'll talk about that on the other side of this break. Final media timeout of the first half. ORU in front by 15, 41-26 when we come back on the ORU Sports Network.
At Tinker Federal Credit Union, we get it. All the different ways you pay are still about spending your money and your time on what matters most to you. Get checking for all. Checking that fits you. From the credit union you trust. Because we make the money part easier when it's you and TFCU.
Welcome back to the Mabee Center. 3:39 left to go in this first half. Oral Roberts in front by 15. And they have now tied up the field goal attempts category. They were once being doubled up 12-6. It's even at 24-24, but we started getting into the conversation right before the timeout how this Denver team can get it going in bunches. They scored 45 in the second half against St. Thomas. Of course, that followed up a 37-point first half. They likely will not reach that number here tonight. But again, a team that you do not want to let get hot at any stage of this game.
Well, it was exactly 1 second off. It was 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the game in Denver. Oral Roberts was up 35-34, and Denver went on a 22-10 run to end that half to get to 56 points. They hit 3 straight threes. One of those threes was an and one. And then Johnson got a traditional three-point play. So in a matter of 3 minutes and 40 seconds, they put up 22 points. So just to give you an idea of what they can do on the offensive end.
Harper one more at the line. And he's good again.
You know, we talk about the fouls, and even though like Oral Roberts and the Oldham foul down there, he missed most free throws, that puts Denver in the bonus. Well, same at the other end. Oral Roberts was at that bonus, so that foul on Harper, you're just really just giving him 2 points at that point.
Harper's now made 20 consecutive free throws dating back to last game. Kinsey with a nice move, but he leaves it short. Harper lost Burke for a second, but he also lost the handle.
Good job down there by Jacob at the other end. Nothing shows up stat category. He didn't get the rebound, but he prevented Oldham from getting the rebound, so he did his job.
Dow gets swarmed. Under 10 to shoot. Furnish, long range three off the front of the rim.
Still like to see Oral Roberts get the ball inside the three-point line some. You don't want to get into a shootout with Denver.
Speaking of shootouts, Burke trying to respond, no good. Another good box out on the other end, this time Killips.
Yep, Killips on that one again. It doesn't show up in the stats, but he prevented them from getting a rebound.
Dow somehow saved that back into the field of play. Harper squares up a three, left it short. And a foul called on Martin's Killips. Corey Barnett doesn't like it.
Yeah, and that's the risk, you know, just some of the earlier fouls, when you get them in the bonus like that, those are just those type of incidental contact plays, but by the time you get to the bonus, again, it's just, it seems not significant, but it is. You're just giving them 2 points now at this point. And Johnson is so good at sensing a mismatch like that and knowing how to get his body into you.
Do you think ORU has an argument there that Killips just beat him to the spot?
Well, I do. I absolutely do. But you just don't want to chance it at this point. And
a rare miss by Johnson at the free throw line. Harper right through the hands of Gray. Turnover monster starting to show up here in the late stages of this first half for ORU. We approach 2 minutes.
Another great job by Gray chasing that ball screen away.
Lee with 10. Foul on the way in. It'll be on Ofri Neve. That is his second personal. Team foul number 9 on ORU, and that'll send Josh Lee to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
You used to always say when you're coaching it that, especially at teams like an Oral Roberts that's rotating, whether they played 9, 10 players already, and you almost have to take. We always know on offense you want your players to be unselfish, but on defense you need them to be unselfish too, because nobody for Oral Roberts is in foul trouble. Look at it, probably it's one foul, one foul, one foul, one foul. But you can't think about that as a teammate. You got to think about the team fouls, and that's where already it's starting to mount up. That's 9 team fouls already now.
And ORU is a team that has dealt with pretty significant foul trouble at times. Staying out of that against a Denver team like this, who can fill it up like none other, is going to be really important as we see a full court press here for the first time. Furnish looking for some help and gets it across for Killips. Dow wide open for 3, knocks it through.
Felt like Denver really had a little bit of momentum coming there, and that was a huge shot there.
Looked like they had Furnish dead to rights there for a second. They find the open man, Connor Dow. Here's Rollins, a tough shot. Wild rebound, stripped away by Dow. ORU off and running. Harper gives it off. Dow pull up in the mid-range. Left it short, offensive rebound for Gray. Gray through a lot of contact, puts it through.
Good strong move. Good strong move. Kinsey already had the 2 fouls. He had to just kind of back off there and let Gray finish. Way to stick with that for Gray.
Largest lead of the night for ORU at 20. Under a minute to play in this first half. Rollins a tough pull-up. No good, and the rebound down. Nicely defended there by Furnish. Harper lost it. Trying to draw the foul on Johnson. Harper squares it up. Can't blame him for taking that shot. He's got 20 of them in the first half.
There's going to be a little bit of time left here. Not much, but a little bit of time where ORU can still get the last shot.
About an 8-second difference between shot and game clock. It ticks down to 10. Oldham bounces it for Lee. Tough turnaround shot for Josh Lee, and it takes a friendly bounce.
You gotta go.
And a timeout called by Oral Roberts. The use it or lose it timeout here in this first half. Why not with 10.1, trying to draw something up before the horn.
Yeah, that's a good thing about winning that first challenge is you didn't sacrifice that timeout.
And as a coach too, I know there's a science behind. Do you call the timeout and let the defense get set up, or you just let your guys play and not let the defense get set up? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my first response was going to be I would not call a timeout. I like to be aggressive there, and go. But it is a little bit different in this case where you got the timeout to use. You might as well use it anyway. But your point is now Denver's going to be able to get their defense set here.
Philly calling the timeout too, and again, it just kind of depends on your personnel. May add a mental burden because you got to execute this one set, you got to do it in a timely manner, and you got to do it perfectly because you only have one shot at it.
Yeah, and that may also have been like, they did. There was a little bit of a hesitation in inbounding it, so Coach may have thought that was part of it.
Harper gets fouled on the 3-point shot, and Lee comes up down on the floor. He's holding his forehead.
Yeah, come down on the shot, I believe, didn't he?
Didn't see exactly how he got hit, but clearly in some pain after the foul. As So we get another look here on the ORU Sports Network. He just lost his footing and the whiplash of his head went straight to the floor. So hopefully Josh Lee is okay. 3 shots coming for Ty Harper, who's got 20 first half points. 7 of them are from the free throw line.
Okay, ORU, you got to make sure finish this play. Don't relax. Don't let it still 3 seconds. There's plenty of time for Denver to get a shot off here at this half. Make sure somebody's slowing the ball down.
Harper keeps the streak alive. Make it 20 or more points in 4 straight for Ty Harper. He's getting hot at the right time. So ORU back up 20, a chance to grab their largest lead at 21. ORU is blowing their offensive numbers out of the water in this first half. 3 seconds for Johnson. Upstairs, Lee lets a defender fly by and got it at the horn. So a little bit of momentum for Denver heading into the locker room, but the first 20 owned by the Golden Eagles. They take a 51-33 lead to the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll recap the first 20 minutes on the Don Thornton Automotive Group halftime report. We'll also get you caught up on all things Summit League and all things Top 25. But once again, ORU up 51-33 the break. This is the ORU Sports Network.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-through, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at LaCourseLaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics.
Click, sell, cash. At Jim Norton Chevy, it's that simple. Just click on JimBuysCars.com, and our mobile buying unit will come to your home or business and buy any make, any model, or any price range, and get cash on the spot. Selling your vehicle has never been easier or more profitable. All you have to do is log on at JimBuysCars.com. So log on today and get the deal of a lifetime.
JimBuysCars.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Hey fans! Get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Welcome back to the Mabee Center. Halftime between Oral Roberts and Denver. The Golden Eagles with a 51-point first half. They lead at 51-33. This is the Don Thornton Automotive Group halftime report. My name's Connor Clark. That's Brian Boyer. And, well, Coach, the first time ORU has scored 50 or more in a first half since November 8th of this season. They look like a completely different offense.
Oh, that's really good. I mean, Harper has been so impressive, and obviously getting to the foul line, scoring. They've shot the ball well, but to me the biggest thing too on the offensive end is they have not allowed Denver to get their defense set. They've really pushed the ball, and they haven't necessarily gotten layups in transition, but they have just had Denver's defense on scramble mode right from the start on nearly every possession.
The ball movement has been superb so far for Oral Roberts, and you mentioned a big part of that, Ty Harper. He's got 23 points at the break, already 6 shy of his career high, which he set well on Saturday against South Dakota. So a really potential historic night for Ty Harper on a night where he's already surpassed 1,000 for his career. But aside from Ty, I think the play right now off the bench for me is Cal Furtish. He's been fantastic so far.
He has been. He's done a really good job, really on both ends of the court. He's hit a couple shots. He's taking care of the basketball, and he's given him some really good energy on the defensive end against a really, really good player in Johnson.
Cal Furtish, 5 points in the break, 2 rebounds, but again, a lot of the stuff he's done has not really shown up in the box score. And you can say the same things for guys like Martin Skillips, Ofri DeVay, who's scoreless thus far, just 2 field goal attempts. But again, a very all-around, really good effort, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But this is the first time ORU has shot the ball like this in a long, long time. Over 50% for the field thus far. I know we still have 20 more minutes to play, but this is a team that is near the bottom in overall field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. They're only at the top in free throw percentage. And again, it's been that ball movement that has allowed them to get A, open looks, and B, when they run out in transition, it doesn't seem like they're forcing it whatsoever.
Not at all. They've just gotten them in a really good attack mode, gotten Denver scrambling, and then from there you don't see them holding the ball. It is moving and player moving right away to where once they get Denver on their heels, they've got them scrambling, and they keep them scrambling throughout the possession.
Now, on the Denver side of things, their offense has been, well, quieter than usual. I know 31 points is still not bad for a first half, but Carson Johnson has been held in check as well as Nelson and Burke. And what do you need to see more out of their offense moving forward?
Well, part of it, I think a big part of it was Kinsey spent some time on the bench in foul trouble. Again, when you look at Kinsey and Burke, those two averaged combined 25 points a game. They have 2 in this first half. So not only have they done a really good job on Johnson, those two have been non-existent on the offensive end. They've done a really good job keeping Oldham off the board. So, but it's all about some adjustments, and I'm just fascinating. I know we spend a lot of time talking about Johnson, rightly so. It's just like he's surveying the whole time out there. ORU did a really good job adjusting defensively from what they did in the first game, but it's not going to go down that easily. They're going to counter that with something here, and how ORU handles that in the second half.
Well, Carson Johnson with 7 points at the break, and 4 of those 7 have come from the charity stripe. He's also missed a free throw here tonight, a guy who's an 88% free throw shooter. Now, again, we talked about it in that first half. This Denver team can score in bunches. They scored nearly 50 in that second half against St. Thomas. How does ORU limit that? We know there's going to be adjustments on either side, and well, of course, Denver gets a little bit of momentum heading into the locker room with that Josh Lee 3.
Well, I think you got to really focus on control the things you can control. Number one, don't turn the ball over and let Denver get out and run in transition. Make them have to score 5-on-5. Number 2, don't put them at the foul line. Make them have to hit shots over you. And number 3, don't give them second chance points. If you make them have to score on one shot of possession over, it's going to be hard to come back from 18 points. But if you start letting them get to the free throw line, get second chances, get out and run in transition, that's when they can get points up in a hurry.
Well, Denver is on pace for 22 free throws here tonight. They shot 11 of those in the first half. They've made 7 of them thus far. As the Don Thornton Automotive Group halftime report continues, we'll get you caught up on all scores around the Summit League and all things top 25 when we come back. At the break, ORU 51-33 over Denver. We'll step aside for just a moment here on the ORU Sports Network.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
Jim Norton's Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-through, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Reese's is home to the widest selection of hand-picked fruits and vegetables that you can find. That's why we are making it easier to eat healthy and live happy by offering exceptional quality produce at new, lower prices. Come shop Reese's so you and the whole family can enjoy fresh, delicious, mouth-watering fruits and vegetables at a price you can sink your teeth into. With better prices and better produce, come taste the difference yourself. Exceptional produce at a price you will love. Only at Reese's.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Halftime continues from the Mabee Center. This is the Don Thornton Automotive Group halftime report. Connor Clark here with you on the ORU Sports Network, joined by the coach Brian Boyer. So glad to have along with us here on a great Thursday night so far, full of hoops. ORU with one of their best first halves of the entire season. Again, mentioning they've not scored 50 or more in a first half since all the way back on November the 8th against Ozark Christian, where they scored 53 in that first half, and they look to try and close out their second consecutive win here tonight. Let's get you caught up on all things Summit League and all things top 25 here on a Thursday night in college basketball. We are one of 3 games happening in the conference. Of course, 51-33 our score here. Out in Kansas City, the Roos hosting the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, and the Jacks with a 36-30 lead at the break. And well, one of the biggest games of the year in the Summit, North Dakota State at St. Thomas. Now, this game isn't for the #1 seed, but still some seeding implications for St. Thomas heading into Sioux Falls here tonight. And that game tipping off in just a matter of moments. North Dakota State has already clinched the outright regular season title at 13-1 in the Summit. St. Thomas at 10-4 in the Summit this season after being picked to win the Summit in the preseason. Just one game going on in the top 25 here tonight, and it's a big one out of the Big Ten. Number 8 Purdue hosting number 13 Michigan State. Both of those teams 12-4 in the Big Ten. Both of those teams fighting for what is a triple bye in Chicago in that Big Ten tournament. And the Boilers with a 3-point lead at the half, 39-36. Oscar Clough leads all Boilermakers with 10 points. Familiar name for you Summit League fans, formerly of the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Carson Cooper leads Michigan State with 7 points. That is the only top 25 matchup happening here tonight. 2 top 25 teams in action, 3 really, two matchups in action tomorrow. Number 21, Miami of Ohio on the road at Western Michigan. Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks, 28-0, trying to keep that streak alive against the Broncos. And then another massive one out of the Big Ten tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Fox. Number 3, Michigan, already winning a share of the Big Ten regular season title, on the road at number 10, Illinois in Champaign, 13-4 in the Big Ten. Potential game of the year in the Big Ten tomorrow from the State Farm Center. So that is a look at the Summit League and the top 25. We'll take one more quick break, and then on the other side, we'll have the second half of action for you here from the Mabee Center on senior night. ORU with a 51-33 lead over the Denver Pioneers. Back in a few from the Mabee Center.
Hey fans, get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
At Oral Roberts University, we pursue higher education with a higher calling. A vibrant community of world-class faculty, innovative student leaders, and Division I athletic champions. We unite the power of prayer and the precision of science to serve and nurture the spirit, mind, and body. We inspire bold dreams, developing leaders with integrity in all corners of the earth. We explore the unknown, unlocking the mysteries of creation to reveal God's design. And we foster creativity to become a beacon of hope in a world longing for meaning. We know that the journey goes beyond these walls, so we build a foundation that lasts. Empowered by the Holy Spirit, your potential has no boundary, and every step is a stride towards something greater.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at lacourslaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics.
At Tinker Federal Credit Union, we get it. All the different ways you pay are still about spending your money and your time on what matters most to you. Get checking for all. Checking that fits you. From the credit union you trust. Because we make the money part easier when it's you and TFCU.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-through, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Taking down the minutes to halftime, or the end of halftime, 51-33, Oral Roberts in front of Denver. Connor Clark and Brian Boyer here with you on the ORU Sports Network. And again, one of the best halves so far this year for Oral Roberts on a offensive standpoint. They shoot at 53% for the field, 6 of 12 from downtown, and a perfect 13 of 13 from the stripe. Ty Harper, 10 of 10 just by himself from the free throw line. He's got 23 first half points. Luke Gray, the only other Golden Eagle in double figures, he's got 10, and he has a perfect 4 of 4 from the field. Also has 5 rebounds, potential double-double watch for him in this second half. On the other side, not a single Pioneer in double figures. Zane Nelson leading the way with 8 points. Carson Johnson right behind him with 7. He's just 1 of 4 from the field, and everything else has been pretty widespread. Josh Lee also with 7 after that buzzer-beating 3 at the end of that first half. And, well, we mentioned a little bit of momentum for the Pios going into that locker room. If you're Oral Roberts, how do you go about just canceling that out right away?
Well, I think it's just that. You got to just let it go. There's a time and a place where, coaches and things like that, can really, but it's too late in the year. You don't worry about that. Let's focus on the defensive end. I mean, again, the message here is if you can do the same thing defensively this half and hold Denver to 33 more points this half, that's 66 points. That means you only have to score 15, right? 16 rather than win. You can win this game if you have the same type of effort defensively in this half. Easier said than done, but I would certainly think that's got to be your focus there.
Well, this is a team in Denver, too, where you can almost assume that this isn't going to keep up for the entire game, at least their offensive output. This is a squad that averages 83.4 points per game. They have struggled defensively, but of course, the offensive stuff has just been spectacular this season. They scored 82 against St. Thomas, and of course, they're going to need a massive second half in order to reach that here today. But even if Denver does go on a run here, ORU trying to keep their composure, obviously easier said than done. How do they go about doing that?
Well, I'd still like that. This is one of the hardest things to get young people to understand. They're shooting the ball so well is, again, don't try to get into a shootout with Denver. You go back, they scored over 50 points in the paint at Denver. Still focus on that, getting it inside, getting some easy points, or maybe just shoot some threes.
That's a beautiful start right there for ORU. They find down wide open.
And don't listen to me, right? Don't listen to me. I just think it's scary trying to get married to the three-point line against a team like Denver.
ORU up 21. Nelson hangs, leaves it short. Offensive rebound, Oldham. He misses his putback, a rare miss for him inside that painted area. ORU gets a stop to start out half number 2. Harper tries for back-to-back. He's got it. 6 straight for ORU out of the locker room. You want to talk about canceling out the momentum. They just did that.
They came out on fire again, just the way they ended.
Whistle away from the ball. It's going to be a foul on ORU. Looks like Connor Dow. That is his second personal, team's first of the half.
Defense! Defense!
Another foul. Back-to-back whistles on ORU. This one on Aaron Jacob. That's his second.
Again, those are the areas right there. You built yourself a great lead here. Don't let him get into the bonus too early. Don't let Oldham get offensive rebounds. Make him have to score over you.
Johnson left open. That's all the time he needs. Carson Johnson, his second 3. This is a Denver defense, too, that is only giving up 73.6 a game over their last 8, but ORU is just picking it apart here tonight.
Yeah, and that's it. Again, the threes are one thing, but just a little bit of patience, how they've been so easily able to get to the rim.
Burke left open. Strong on that one. Another board for Oldham.
Burke is 0 for 6 on the day. You don't ever see that.
Johnson, another tough three, goes down. We talked about it in the pregame. He's one of the best tough shot makers in mid-major basketball. You see why right there.
And you talked about it too, is how he pulls the ball so far behind his head that he can get that off even on more athletic and taller players.
Ray looking to go to work on Burke. Spins to the left. Smooth move.
I love it. So there it is. You got back-to-back possessions of just layups inside. Again, Gray's been shooting it well, but again, he can have a field day inside like that.
Kinsey comes up short. Golden Eagles looking for more. Harper's got it going. Left that one short. 4-on-5 for the moment. Nelson doesn't care. A reset. Nelson left open. He'll fire. Missed it off to the left, but Burke tracks down the rebound. Johnson through traffic. All sorts of hesitation and the foul. That is impressive stuff out of Carson Johnson. One more at the line.
The different speeds, as you said, the hesitation, and how he's able to get that ball off on people. And again, you look at him physically, and he doesn't look that strong, but yet he can still take contact and then finish even.
Foul is on Ofri Neve. That is his third, so he's really the first Golden Eagle in foul trouble. He stays on the floor for now. You mentioned Johnson, not the biggest of guys, checks in at 6'1", but his athletic ability really makes up for that lack of height.
Hey, again, that's now 9 points in less than 3 minutes already this half. Again, you can see how quickly he can score.
A little bit more pressure put on by Denver right here as well. You blink, he's got 16 points.
It's just like the whole first half. He's just kind of sizing everything up a little bit, getting other people involved.
Killips knocks one through, and ORU remains hot from outside. Their 9th three here tonight. Johnson finds himself open again after a shake and bake move, but comes up empty. Harper inside on Kinsey, lost it, somehow goes in, and the foul. When it's your night, it's your night. Ty Harper, a 30-piece and a new career high.
How about that for a finish? Yeah, you know, I was just about to say, as good as Johnson, it's, you know, Harper's matching him possession by possession right here. And again, from a Denver standpoint, again, you know, it's scouting report is pretty obvious that Harper's going to want to go left, back-to-back possessions where he's just gotten to the rim with that left hand too easily.
That is just ridiculous. Harper back to the free throw line where he has made a living over the last 2 games. He's 11 for 11. He has made 23 consecutive free throws.
Oh, zone by ORU here.
Eagles up 25. Rollins in the corner. Too strong, rebound batted to Gray.
Dodged a bullet there. Again, if you're in that zone, you don't need to collapse in on that. If they don't score inside, let them score inside. You don't want to collapse in and let him kick it out for an open three. They got away with one there.
Harper got it taken away. Rollins nearly lost it in the exchange with Wysocki. He's looking for a timeout, and he's got it.
Yeah, good job there. Everybody hustling with the ball, but ORU wasn't able to get their hands on it. He was able to call the timeout.
That'll send us to the first media timeout as well. All Golden Eagles here on senior night. They lead at 67-42 with 15 and change left from the Mabee Center.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at LaCourseLaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics. Click, sell, cash. At Jim Norton Chevy, it's that simple. Just click on JimBuysCars.com, and our mobile buying unit will come to your home or business and buy any make, any model, or any price range, and get cash on the spot. Selling your vehicle has never been easier or more profitable. All you have to do is log on at JimBuysCars.com. So log on today and get the deal of a lifetime.
JimBuysCars.com.
ORU leading 67-42, already matching Saturday's point total. But we have 15 minutes and 41 seconds left to play in the ball game. A brand new look Golden Eagle offense here tonight, and it's being led by another career-high night by Ty Harper. He's got 31 points.
Another case here where Furnish needs we call nose to the numbers. Put your nose on the back of his jersey and trail. Well, he tried to cut through, got away with it though.
Burke finishes inside off of a nice feed.
And you don't want to help off in that case. You just put your nose on their back and trail Johnson wherever he goes on those out of bounds plays.
That's the first make for Jeremiah Burke here tonight.
Yeah, he was 0 for 6 until that point.
Guy was averaging nearly 15 a game, and Furnish kicks it out of bounds. And that'll send us right back to another timeout. Double break zone. About give or take 20 seconds tick off the clock. And it's 67-44 now. Another break for us here at the Mabee Center.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Hey fans, get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa, who does all that?
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
TTCU Federal Credit Union is proud to be the exclusive credit union partner of Oral Roberts University. Founded by teachers in 1934, TTCU serves more than 150,000 members with 20 branch locations. If you don't have the ORU School Pride Visa debit card, get one today and support the Golden Eagles. Visit ttcu.com/ORU for details. ORU up 23 with 15:22 left to go in the Mabee Center. 67-44. Home finale for the Golden Eagles. Connor Clark joined by Brian Boyer. And another career night for Ty Harper with 31 points. And the Golden Eagles trying to cap off Senior night with a dominant performance. They got to hold an explosive offense in Denver in check for the next 15 minutes as Wysocki lays it in and one.
It went zone again on that possession. Really good aggressive move by Wysocki to get the finish and to the free throw line. And that's now 4 team fouls on ORU.
Second personal on Luke Ray.
I like the idea. I like the zone idea there, because the one thing, even if you score, the zones usually make offenses take time. It allows the clock to run. Now that was a little bit too quick there, letting them score there, but I do think it's a good idea to continue to maybe not stay in it, but use that sporadically throughout this half.
Wysocki connects on the free throw, 79% free throw shooter, one of those guys who followed Coach Bergstrazer from MSU Moorhead. Harper with a mismatch. Lobs it inside to another mismatch. Gray against Lee. Muscles it up, no good, and a late foul.
That's a really great possession. That's how you win games right there if you're ORU. You're really patient. You take 26 seconds off the shot clock. You get it inside. Even though he doesn't score it, you're still able to get to the free throw line there. There's ways, how do you win games when you have leads, and that is a great example of it right there. Good for them.
Gray's 73% free throw shooter. Rims in and out on the first one, but another nice night for him. 12.7 rebounds, which leads the team.
And understand, it's, the one thing you don't want to, you're still going to pick you're not going to run the clock out for 14 minutes here. We're not looking at that. But when there are times like that, just use it a little bit and you can get good shots, that's good basketball. Looks like they're staying in this zone too.
Well, a couple of points of discussion here too is, A, you don't want to get out of character when you have a lead like this, especially with so much time. And then B, ORU really hasn't found themselves in this position in months.
No, and that's why I really like that possession. It's exactly right. It looked like a team that's been there a lot, so I like it.
Johnson rattles one home, a tough shot over Harper. He's up to 18 now, which leads all Pioneers as Harper draws the foul on Wysocki.
But you got to find that balance, though. That's the one thing, is you don't want Denver to really get rolling and get some momentum there. So you got to stay within your offense, stay within the flow. But just the bottom line, make sure you're getting good shots every possession.
Well, to add context to those times where ORU's had a lead like this, it's been against non-D1 teams. So it's not to discredit those opponents, but they really haven't had that comeback ability like Denver possesses. Dow finds himself free. Too strong on that one. Rebound battled for, and a foul on Gray. That's his third. Costly whistle for ORU right there. You want to keep Luke Ray in the game as much as possible. And I think he may take the seat here. With Ofri DeBay checking in, and he will.
Yeah, this is going to be, and again, I know you see this team a lot more than I, but this is a little bit of a smaller lineup now. And this goes where with having Chase Martin out of the game, your choices are really there, Yamanuchi, and so trying to go a little bit smaller here, which again you can do against Denver defensively for sure.
No Chase Martin due to illness here tonight. A bump and a foul on Dow. That's his third. So next foul will put Denver in the bonus, and to your point, Coach, you don't want to put them at the line. Well, ORU's going to be forced to, essentially, from here on out.
You want the clock to run. The clock needs to run. You don't want people scoring with the clock stopped when you have a lead.
Rollins driving on Killips, another whistle. That is team foul number 7, the second one on Killips, and now it is 1-1 for the next 13.5 minutes for Denver.
Yeah, and you don't want to do this against any team, but especially Denver with the way they shoot free throws. It's just feel like giving them points on possessions.
Rollins, an 83% free throw shooter. Transfer out of Western Illinois, but he misses there, and Killips scoops up the rebound. Dow looking to go end-to-end, fights contact and draws the foul on Lee.
And see that, I love that too. That's the good basketball right there. you have a possession earlier where, they're patient, they take 26 seconds off the shot clock, they get the ball inside, but yet you still pick your opportunities like that, and that's what they did well in the first half is transition, just beating Denver down the floor and, eventually get them into the bonus here as well.
Connor now to the free throw line, an 83% free throw shooter. He's tied for third in the Summit in that category. Dow 11 points tonight. Make it 12. Pretty quietly 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. He's also got 6 rebounds and 2 assists, which is tied for the team lead. Transfer from Oklahoma State. He knocks down a pair there.
Are you going back to the man-to-man again with the smaller lineup?
A little bit of a delayed pickup on Johnson. He lost him, but right to Rollins, who scores. Furnish turning the corner, fights the contact. He'll go to the line.
Good job again. The flip side of this is, on the defensive end, the fouls, but doing a good job at this end of being aggressive and getting to the rim, and now they're getting to the free throw line as well.
I would say the only negative about this is the clock doesn't run.
No, that's right. That's right.
Furnish knocks down the first. I mean, again, if you're ORU, you're still up 20, so 71 to 51. Let's not act like that's not a fit.
That's a quick rest for Gray. Even with the 3 fouls, they bring him back in right away.
We saw this against South Dakota. A lot of trust with Luke Gray. He was in with 9.5 minutes left to go against South Dakota with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's been really impressive today, just really on both ends. Just not only the things he's doing statistically, but just his energy out there has been really good. Johnson beats Killips to the spot. Wanted to draw the foul. Wysocki does, and he'll get 2 shots. I think Johnson was expecting the contact and never got it. Yeah, no, and that's the thing, and I thought that was great. I mean, literally, ORU just kind of moved out of the way. It's like, prove that you can hit the shot there, and he didn't. Unfortunately, you've just got to be able to quickly finish the play and get the rebound there. Sean Wysocki back to the free throw line, a 75% shooter. That foul's on Ofri Neve, which is his 4th. And Wysocki gets the friendly roll. So Aaron Jacob in, Neve out, who's probably going to sit for a little bit. I failed to tell you this, Connor, but the Tuesday night I did a game, Arkansas State, Southern Miss, and they combined for 67 or 66 free throws in that game. And the game lasted 3 hours and did not go to overtime. Sounds like a baseball game. Oh my gosh, we're almost starting to see it again with all these free throws now in the second half. It's going to be a long 12.5 minutes. It's going to be a long 12.5. The home schedule will not go away quietly. Harper with 10. He'll pull up from 3. No good on that one, and the rebound, Wysocki. Harper's been stuck at 31 ever since that circus shot went down with the foul. Johnson against Killips. Next whistle will send us to a timeout. Johnson, step back, long 2, no good. Good job by Killips. Good challenge there. Good job making him shoot over. Forcing Johnson into a pretty low percentage shot. Yeah, if there is such a thing for him. Harper bats the rebound away, and it'll stay with ORU. And Lee takes another hard hit on the hardwood, and that'll send us to a break. ORU still on top by 19, 72-53 over the Denver Pioneers. Trying to close out senior night on a high note here on the ORU Sports Network.
Reese's is home to the widest selection of hand-picked fruits and vegetables that you can find. That's why we are making it easier to eat healthy and live happy by offering exceptional quality produce at new, lower prices. Come shop Reese's so you and the whole family can enjoy fresh, delicious, mouth-watering fruits and vegetables at a price you can sink your teeth into. With better prices and better produce, come taste the difference yourself. Exceptional produce at a price you will love. Only at Reese's.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-thru, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford, and we're proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Night Advantage.
ORU by 19, 72-53 over the Denver Pioneers. Connor Clark and Brian Boyer here with you on the ORU Sports Network. And Ty Harper, if you're just joining us, is a career-high 31 points and 9 of 16 shooting. Luke Gray and Connor Dow following him up quite nicely. Gray with 13 points, 7 rebounds. Dow with 13 points and 6 rebounds. On the other side, Carson Johnson is starting to get going in this second half. He's got 18 points on 5 of 10 shooting. It'll be ORU basketball out of the timeout after it was tipped out of bounds by the Pioneers. So the story right now for ORU, Opening Day has 4 fouls. Luke Ray and Connor Dow both have 3 fouls. And Denver's in the bonus. Harper against Kinsey, hesitates too strong, and the rebound ripped away by Rollins.
And notice here, I like Gray being aggressive on the boards, but you got to be careful there too.
About to say the same thing as Wysocki, the reverse on the other end. Denver starting to crawl back ever so slightly into a 17-point game. ORU's been scoreless for nearly 2 minutes. It's been a rarity here tonight. Where's the scoring going to come from as Furnace draws the foul?
Call that on the shot. They're going to give him 2.
I don't believe so.
No, they're going to call it on the floor. Still 16 fouls. 1 more, they'll be in the bonus.
It's a third on Josh Lee as Connor Dow checks back in.
Aaron Jacob playing hard for you. Golden Eagles ball hands.
Dow looking and lobs it ahead for Furnish. Seven to shoot. Harper runs into a brick wall, kicks it out. Killips rattles all the way down and out.
Just halfway in. Good decision, good pass, good shot, just rims out.
Kinsey, extra pass out of bounds. Costly turnover there for the Pioneers. Just their 5th of the night.
Yeah, as I say, that's only their 5th of the night, but that is one. That's one where you get a good score there, and now all of a sudden you can really start to put pressure on the home team.
I feel like a bucket on this possession for ORU is rather important.
Agreed.
Got a good look last time down with a Killips 3, just rattled out. And nothing given on this possession either. Harper trying to do it himself, throws him a wild shot and scores. Harper up to 33.
They were insistent on trying to get the ball into Gray on that possession, kept trying and it didn't happen, and finally Harper had to just take it on his own and it still worked out really well for him.
One thing Ty Harper can do quite well is play that ISO ball game as a foul away from the ball on Furnish. That is his 2nd. The costly thing about that is it is 1-1 for Denver. So Jeremiah Burke to the free throw line, a 79% free throw shooter, only 2 points for him. He had 20 in the first meeting with ORU. Had 6 against St. Thomas on Saturday. And misses the free throw there.
Got to take advantage of those, don't you?
Free throw miss number 6. Harper throws it up and a foul on Wysocki. That's his third.
And again, that's another possession of just, again, it's not a transition layup, but it's every bit as good. Denver never once got him slowed down. He was a full head of steam ever since he got the ball.
That's something Ty can do at a very high level. He shot 12 free throws on Saturday. This is his 12th free throw of the night.
Just surprised. It's just, as much as we talk about Johnson, and you just can't leave him alone, and you got to crowd him everywhere he goes, and how many possessions Harper has just been allowed just to go one-on-one.
He's made 25 free throws in a row.
We haven't really talked about either, and obviously with Oral Roberts, their fate is already pretty much sealed in the tournament. They're going to be in that playing game, but this is still a big game for Denver. Now, certainly don't know all the tiebreak system, but they're at a 4 spot now, and they could drop all the way to the 6 spot, it appears, with a loss here. So again, this can still be a really big game for them.
It'll likely be Denver and Omaha playing each other in a 4-5 game. Likely.
Correct.
Sealed.
Yeah, and I don't know what this tiebreaker, but South Dakota's still sitting there with only 8 losses, so they can somehow get in there as well, possibly, except like you said with tiebreaker.
Luke Gray with a nice move back into the scoring column with 15.
And Omaha would earn they would have the tiebreaker with Denver because they swept them this year.
Johnson with a fancy move. Or you wanting a push off, they don't get it. Harper quickly ahead on the other end. Comes up empty there with Rollins on the rebound. Rollins downhill, attacks the smaller Furnish and scores, and a timeout called by Tim Bergstrazer. Be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Let's dive into the standings here as we're on the topic of it. North Dakota State in action against St. Thomas. Number 1 and 2 in the league. North Dakota State at 13-1. St. Thomas at 10-4. Then North Dakota at 10-5. But you mentioned kind of the jumble in the middle. Denver at 8-7. Omaha after the loss yesterday 8-7. South Dakota at 7-8. South Dakota State, who's in action as we speak, at 6-8. So those 4 teams still lobbying for position up in Sioux Falls, and it'll be fascinating to see how those puzzle pieces fall into place. But what should be another really, really fun year of the conference tournament, it always is, and maybe a couple of surprises in store for us this year as well.
Well, I think, again, it's going to be a league, a tournament like most leagues are. They're pretty open. I mean, I think we've seen, when Omaha plays good, they're as good as anybody in this league. They won it last year. You've talked about, nobody would really want to face this Denver team, and when they can get hot and get rolling, how dangerous they can be in when it gets to this tournament as well.
I told you pregame. I mean, this is a Denver team that is so momentum reliant. And if they have a good scoring night in their first game of that conference tournament, look out. Gray on the roll, a beautiful find from Connor Dow.
So impressed with Gray, the way he's playing in this game. I mean, he hasn't missed a shot. 7 for 7 from the field, 2 of 2 for 3-point line. He didn't miss a free throw, I guess. And just so active on the defensive end.
He has been phenomenal tonight. Johnson a runner, rattles in. He's 3 away from tying his career high of 20, which he set not too long ago at Omaha. But this is arguably Luke Ray's best game as a Golden Eagle. Harper hangs, gets fouled on the way up. That'll send us to immediate timeout. More free throws for Ty Harper coming up after the break. Oral Roberts still in front by 19, 80-61 when we come back from South Tulsa.
You know, life isn't lived at one volume. The exhilaration of loud is amplified by the serenity of quiet.
Welcome to ORU!
We love the boldness of one and the deep strength of the other. Come, experience life at Oral Roberts University.
It's easy. Buying your next Toyota with the new SmartPath tab at JimNortonToyota.com is the new super efficient way to find and buy your next Toyota. It's easy. Visit JimNortonToyota.com, click on the SmartPath tab and find the exact Toyota you want. Build your perfect deal and finish the purchase your way. So easy. Click on the SmartPath tab at JimNortonToyota.com and make it easy where T-Town gets Toyota.
Hey fans, get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
19-point lead for ORU at home on senior night, 80-61 in front of the Denver Pioneers, led by Ty Harper's 35 career-high points. And he'll be back at the free throw line when we break the huddles. Luke Ray, 17 points, 7 rebounds. He has not missed from the field. 7 of 7, he's 2 of 2 from downtown. Arguably his best game as a Golden Eagle when ORU really needs it. And with 7:46 to play, ORU with 80 points. And they're on pace to have their highest scoring game of the year as Harper continues to be automatic at the free throw line.
You get Mabee back in the game here. He has the 4 fouls, but try and see if you can't sneak a few more minutes out of him.
Second one goes down. Harper has led the team in scoring 12 times this year. Definitely on pace for a 13th here tonight. Johnson long range, too strong. Rebound pinballs around and Kinsey finds it. Works his way in on Mabee, and that's going to be it for him.
I said they were trying to steal a minute or another minute. Or they stole a few seconds, I guess. They didn't even get to a minute with him.
So Mabee has fouled out here tonight. He finishes with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, no points. He's just 0 of 2. And Mabee's time in the Mabee Center in 2025-26, at least on the court, has come to an end.
Able to give a few minutes of a rest for Gray.
It's Logan Kinsey at the free throw line, and he hits the first. ORU has scored 97 in a game this year. That came against Ecclesia.
I think Denver's better than Ecclesia.
I would probably agree with you. Kinsey rattles out the second. ORU did score 91 in a win against Kennesaw State down in Fort Myers over the Thanksgiving break. Let's see if they break that here tonight. Harper fouled on the way in. Looks like that'll go on Rollins.
Yeah, they're just, from a Denver standpoint, all the help on Harper is coming at the rim. And that just, it doesn't work with somebody as athletic and as crafty as he is. He's so good when he gets that deep. There's got to be more resistance on the perimeter. Your help has to come earlier on the perimeter and not let him get that deep.
There have been 35 combined fouls here tonight. 36 after the most recent one. And Harper continues to not miss at the free throw line. He has made 27 in a row. Burke rattles in a tough three. It's been a quiet night for him, but he finds the bottom there. He's up to 5 points.
It has been a quiet night. He averages just under 15 a game, and that's now only his 5th point.
There's another foul. That's Wysocki. Harper is just so good at changing speeds, and he gets one of those limbs out there, and he runs right into it. That's Wysocki's 4. With a free throw, Harper will reach 40.
Go back to Denver.
And he does. The highest performance points-wise from a Golden Eagle last year was Isaac McBride against North Dakota State. He had 44, and it happened in this building. Harper trying to one-up him. 29 straight from the line.
Yeah, he has just put on a show today.
Johnson in traffic. Wysocki elevates. Well, that's one way to respond from getting called for the foul.
Yeah, he was trying to send a statement on that, was he not?
That was impressive. Graduate student from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Furnish gets Burke in the air, fights the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Bergstrazer can't believe it.
Boy, what a good game. Well, you can go across the board right now with everybody out there, but again, Furnish is just doing his job, and even that, getting able to get one-on-one against people, getting the defender up in the air and drawing a little contact.
And that's going to be the second tee on Tim Bergstrazer. He's done.
They on the last foul, they warned him. It was a subtle warning, but they made it very clear that he was. They had pushed him he had pushed him too far.
So that is it for Tim Bergstrazer. And he's still not done giving it to the Stripes. I think he wants to shake Coach's hand or gives him a thumbs up on the way out. So the head man for the Pios is done here tonight. It's been a frustrating night for his team, and I think that sequence pretty much encapsulates it as Ty Harper gets back at the free throw line.
Yeah, the play before that, the foul there at half court on Harper, he had a few words there for the official, and the official warned him, and the officials didn't back off their warning.
So Ty Harper has 43 points. 21 of them have come at the free throw line. He is 21 of 21. How about that?
That's unbelievable.
Furnish rims the first one in and out.
You always want teams playing the best going into the tournament, right? And Oral Roberts, now it's going to be 2 wins and heading up to Kansas City for the weekend to try to get 3 in a row before going to the tournament.
Just heard a fan behind us say, come on, Ty, 5-0. Let's get there. He's got 6 minutes and 3 seconds to do so and 7 points to score. Johnson against Furnish. Creates space again, but can't connect. And the rebound turns into a jump ball that'll keep it with Denver.
Yeah, again, Luke Gray, what a good job there. He's not going to get credit for a rebound there. Otherwise, he's at 8 rebounds, 17 points, closing in on a double-double.
And Killips takes it away. ORU out and running. Dow whips it out for Harper. Euro step inside, off balance, no good. Killips fights for the rebound, and he gets fouled. What a hustle from Martins Killips on that sequence.
You know, so much attention is going to, as it should, the game Harper's had, and a game that Gray had, but so what a good job by the Killips, and he has just, again, statistically it's not there, but he's done a really good job keeping Denver from rebounds, and Jacob, when he was in there, did a really good job also, keeping Oldham off the board. Furnish has done a really good job today, so just everybody has done their part today in this win.
Killip's the guy who has not put to the free throw line much at all this year. He's 3 for 9 on the year after that miss. Make it 4 for 10. ORU back up 23, 90-67. Who would have saw this coming? It's one of the most high-powered offenses in the Summit League, and they look anything but here tonight. Dow finds Harper. The man of the night gets inside, missed it. A rare one for him. Burke, smooth off the glass. Gray's tying his shoe behind the play. That's why ORU slows up the pace here with 5 minutes left. Harper switches on to Johnson. Runs into a double team and throws it away. Burke gets bumped. He'll go to the line for 2.
Harper trying to not be aggressive. It's like, okay, come on now. Go ahead and just keep being aggressive. do this for yourself right now.
The foul goes on Killips.
0. Jeremiah Burke, 2 shots.
Well, this is the final game of the regular season for Denver here tonight. Because Aaron Jacob is back in for Luke Ray. So they're going to take some not so good momentum into Sioux Falls. Now, again, they still, assuming this score holds up, which I'm imagining it will, they'll still go into Sioux Falls winning 5 of their last 7. But for ORU, a dominant win here at home to make it 2 in a row. And then they go on the road to Kansas City against a team they've already beaten this season. How about that momentum heading into the conference tournament?
Then turn around and have to play them again 3-4 days later as well. So that game Saturday, it'll be really interesting to see how both teams approach that game, knowing that they're going to have to turn around and play each other again in 4 days.
Fouls on Carson Johnson, and we will walk from end to end for free throws as him and Furnish got tied up.
It's an interesting, too, with Denver and maybe the only team that done after tonight. I'd have to look again, but this is an odd time of the year to where they're going to have probably 8 days off between now and their first game. And, that's an odd thing to happen this late in the year when teams are used to playing, a couple days off playing, and it can be good for you. It also can backfire on you, too, if you just get a little bit out of game rhythm.
So Furnish hits a pair there. ORU has shot 36 free throws here tonight. They've missed 3 of them. Talk about taking advantage of your opportunities. Outside, that's Nelson for 3. Off the mark. Denver just 7 of 23 from outside here tonight. They hit 11 threes on Saturday against St. Thomas in that win. Furnish 1-on-1, spins inside, and the foul! Little English for Cal Furnish. How about the freshman? 1 more at the line.
He's maybe been watching a little Johnson film. That's what we've seen. It's, getting into the lane and up and under and drawing some contact.
His progression throughout the year has been a fun thing to watch. Burke from long range, airball it short. Kinsey throws it off a Dow, and actually he missed him. And that'll send it to our final timeout of the ball game. All Golden Eagles all night from the Mabee Center. They lead it by 23. Don't move. This is the ORU Sports Network.
At Oral Roberts University, we pursue higher education with a higher calling. a vibrant community of world-class faculty, innovative student leaders, and Division I athletic champions. We unite the power of prayer and the precision of science to serve and nurture the spirit, mind, and body. We inspire bold dreams, developing leaders with integrity in all corners of the earth. We explore the unknown, unlocking the mysteries of creation to reveal God's design. And we foster creativity to become a beacon of hope in a world longing for meaning. We know that the journey goes beyond these walls, so we build a foundation that lasts. Empowered by the Holy Spirit, your potential has no boundary, and every step is a stride towards something greater.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at LaCourseLaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics.
ORU trying to close out a dominant performance here tonight against Denver, 94-71. 3:53 left to go in the ballgame. Connor Clark joined by the coach, Brian Boyer, and it has been the Ty Harper show. 43 points, which is the most by an individual in the Summit this season. He has made 21 free throws on 21 attempts. He is one shy from tying the individual free throw made total in an ORU uniform. He has already surpassed the Mabee Center record, which was 16 previously. So history on history on history for number one, all on a night where he surpassed 1,000 points in his career. And he did that in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, right at the start of the game. So
he entered 3 shy of 1,000. I think he just wanted to pass that with a little bit good measure. He's at 1,040. He's on the move again, and that one rims out for him. Offensive rebound, Jacob, and he'll go to the line. And Kinsey is down, holding his left leg.
That's an already bad night for Denver. You certainly don't want that going into the tournament.
Kinsey being helped off by fellow teammates Nelson and Lee, so hopefully Logan Kinsey is all right. Ovation from the crowd as he makes his way to the bench. Pretty big piece for this team. He's been a double figure 17 times this season.
Yeah, he just never really got in a flow. He actually picked up the quick 2 fouls and sat most of the first half and just never really get in a flow. Again, I thought he was so critical in their win over St. Thomas. He's so versatile in what he does offensively. He makes a team that's really versatile, even more versatile when he plays at that 5 spot and can really stretch the defense out.
Aaron Jacob is on the board on senior night. Getting his first career start here tonight at the Division I level, was the leading scorer at Cameron in Division II. And we've talked with Corey Barnett about him throughout the season. And maybe he came to ORU with a little bit higher hopes with his minutes, production, you name it. But he has been nothing but great for this coaching staff. He has leaned into his role. That's helped prepare this team night in and night out. And it's great to see him get some meaningful minutes here tonight.
It'll be a game. This will be something he'll never forget. It wasn't just a token start. He has actually helped this team to get this win tonight with the way he has played.
And then speaking of the other senior, well, he has 43. Looking for more here. Harper all the way in, 45. This is the largest lead of the night for ORU. And a late foul call after the drive from Wysocki. Aaron Jacob picks up the foul. ORU, this is now a new season high in points. Looking for triple digits for the first time this year.
coaches around the league are going to be looking at matchups and teams in these standings. They're going to look at this score and think, what just happened here?
I think eyes are going to get pretty wide throughout the Summit League here tonight.
You had said coming into this, probably the hottest team in the league, with Denver winning 5 of their last 6 coming into this. This has been all ORU right from the start.
I think, in my opinion, easily the most impressive performance under Corey Barnett. It's an offensive foul on Aaron Jacob. And I know it hasn't been the year that him or any of the coaches or players have envisioned, but he keeps preaching of leaning into the process, leaning in to learn how to win. And I think this team is really starting to get that light bulb to ignite within their minds.
Well, I think to me that's the most impressive part of this. Is it's one thing to play as well as they did and get the lead like they did, but I just think they've handled it the way you should. They look like they're used to playing with the lead, and just the decisions they've pulled it out when they needed to pull it out. They've attacked when they needed to attack. I just think it's just been a really mature way of not only building the lead, but holding the lead throughout the second half.
Denver's last lead was 5-3. Dow trying to put an exclamation point on it. Rims in and out. Offensive rebound. Jacob does it himself. And there's triple digits.
Good for Jacobs. Again, this will be something he'll remember. He scored the 199th and 100th point in this game.
Nelson comes up empty. Another rebound for Jacob, and he'll put it on the deck.
Playing Kansas City twice, and they get the win in the second one in the tournament, or first one in the tournament. It'll be matching up against North Dakota State.
Ty Harper with 47 after that layup. And we're going to see Harper check out here, I'd imagine. Him and Jacob check out. And both of them check out like it's business as usual. A senior night to remember for those two. 47 points for Ty Harper. First career start at the Division I level for Aaron Jacob. A 100-plus point performance from this ORU squad, and they have dismantled Denver here tonight. Wysocki got it and the foul.
After this count, is on 21, Aaron Smith Jr. One more shot on the way. Number 1.
Here's Wysocki at the line. And talk about momentum at this time of the year. ORU is snowballing it as we speak. And keep in mind, all this without starter Chase Martin. He's not really a scoring threat, but defensively and on the boards, he is crucial.
That's right. Defense rebounding, and again, that they've made this lineup has been really good. With even the time when Gray had to go out with some foul trouble, they went a little bit small and still defended really well with that lineup.
That is the first missed field goal from Luke Gray here tonight. Underneath, Malang puts it through. And all ORU has to do is dribble this thing out. Now with a long inbound to Luke Gray. Gives it over to Furnish. And that will put a bow on it. ORU, complete domination on senior night. They absolutely dismantled Denver and beat the Pios by 22 points and score 100 for the first time this season. The final score on senior night, the Golden Eagles 102 and Denver 80. The most complete 40 minutes from this crew all year long, and what a time for it to come. They knock off the hottest team in the Summit League, and they do it without question.
They did right from the start. Again, they shot the ball really well, really good in transition. And again, the most important thing is started on the defensive end, and you had actually talked about this in the pregame, how the defense had improved over the last couple of weeks, and it really showed today. Just a really good job. Good adjustment by Coach Barnett and his staff. They just got manhandled by trying to switch on their ball screens at Denver. They went totally away with that, kind of hard hedge, blitz those ball screens on Johnson. Great decision, great adjustment by this coaching staff.
We'll recap it all for you coming up on the Empire Fence postgame show. History made in all sorts of ways here tonight. Can't wait to continue it. Stick with us on the ORU Sports Network.
At Tinker Federal Credit Union, we get it. All the different ways you pay are still about spending your money and your time on what matters most to you. Get checking for all. Checking that fits you. From the credit union you trust. Because we make the money part easier when it's you and TFCU.
Shop over 100 pre-owned trucks and SUVs at Jim Norton Chevy, including 30 pre-owns for less than 20 grand. Shop 4x4s, 4x2s, double cabs, crew cabs, dualies, diesels, and more. And buy with absolute zero down and make no payments for 90 days. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle comes with a lifetime warranty and a 3-day no-hassle exchange policy.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
Looking for delicious fried and rotisserie chicken? Look no further than Waldo's Chicken. Our Southern-style scratch-made sides are the perfect complement to our mouth-watering chicken. With dine-in, drive-thru, and catering options, we got you covered for all occasions. Let us handle your next fundraising event, team lunch, or family gathering with our full-service catering options. Enjoy all your favorite sports with lots of TVs, and don't miss out on our daily food and drink specials each week. With 2 convenient locations at Broken Arrow's Tiger Hill Plaza and 71st and Yale. Waldo's Chicken, the best fried chicken in Oklahoma.
Life can bring unexpected challenges. I'm attorney Joel LaCourse. Whether you or your loved one are facing a legal battle, LaCourse Law stands ready to stand with you. Whether it's a personal injury claim, a medical negligence issue, a family law, or other complex legal matter, our team of Christians attorneys stand ready to fight for you for justice with integrity, morality, and will back down to no one. From injury to divorce, call Joel LaCourse at 918-744-7100 or at LaCourseLaw.com. Godly justice, exceptional results, and a proud sponsor of ORU Athletics.
Click, sell, cash. At Jim Norton Chevy, it's that simple. Just click on JimBuysCars.com, and our mobile buying unit will come to your home or business and buy any make, any model, or any price range, and get cash on the spot. Selling your vehicle has never been easier or more profitable. All you have to do is log on at JimBuysCars.com. So log on today and get the deal of a lifetime.
JimBuysCars.com.
Welcome back to the Mabee Center here, welcoming you in to the Empire Fence postgame show. Connor Clark joined by Brian Boyer here on the ORU Sports Network, and an absolute dominating performance for the Golden Eagles here tonight, 102-80 over Denver, and they split the regular season series, and they have now won back-to-back Summit League games for the first time this season. And it all starts with Ty Harper's performance here tonight, 47 points, the most by anybody in the Summit League individually this season. He surpasses the best individual scoring performance from last year in Isaac McBride's 44. And, well, he sets a new Mabee Center single-game record for individual makes for the free throw line. He's one short of tying the ORU program record for 22 consecutive makes. He makes 21 from the free throw line here tonight. But hard not to start off with Ty, and he was brilliant from start to finish.
Right from the start, and he was aggressive off the dribble, and then, and then he hit a couple threes early too, and then that just makes him even better. When you have to really respect him out at the three, then he's got you right where he wants you attacking. And then again, we talked a lot about Denver and not allowing them to get to the free throw line. Same thing applies to Harper. You can't let him get to the free throw line, especially as much as he did tonight.
Luke Ray, another name to mention, and you and I talked about it. I mean, this is arguably his best game as a Golden Eagle. Finishes with 17 points, 8 rebounds for him, a near double-double. He only misses one shot, and it was a deep three in quote-unquote garbage time in tonight's ball game. But it has been so impressive to watch him evolve over this last month and a half. And he's a post player in this league now to be reckoned with heading into the conference tournament.
He just did so many things today, not only scoring, same with him. He knocks down a couple threes early, gains some confidence. But I just really like the way he's just moving right now, the confidence on the floor. He's screening, he's attacking. And let's not forget, he was the one that was initiating those, I know you call them kind of traps, or really jumping out on those ball screens on Johnson early on. And it was not that part of it, the fact that he was able to get from there and sprint all the way back to the rim and protect it out of there. That's the hard part about this. There's very few post players in this league athletically can do what he did today defensively.
There's a reason why he was recruited to play tight end out of high school as well. The kid is a freak athlete, and I think we saw bits and pieces of that here tonight. Another guy that we saw a lot out of tonight is Cal Furnish. He finishes with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and just like we talked about Martin Skillips at the half, I feel like a lot of the stuff he did tonight didn't show up in the box score.
No, he had the initial challenge of guarding Johnson. He didn't back down from it. And again, he's a freshman out there, and he looked very confident doing it, staying in front of him, and again, handling all those ball screens that was thrown at him. He did a good job at taking care of the basketball, and then he even scored. He got in some one-on-one situations attacked, and he showed a little bit of craftiness himself, getting some people in the air and getting to the free throw line.
He was aggressive on offense, and probably the most aggressive we've seen him all year on that end of the basketball. And when we look forward, Oral Roberts will go on the road to play Kansas City on Saturday, and, well, they look to snap what is the longest road losing streak in America at 30-plus games. And, of course, that'll be a conversation when we get to Saturday. But you talk about the momentum that they could have moving into Sioux Falls. They've already beaten Kansas City once, 69-60, and, well, I don't think that final score was really indicative of what that game was like. ORU was in control pretty much from start to finish like they were here tonight. And if you can get them again, and you're going to play them for a third time, so back-to-back in that playing game, and all of a sudden that one seed potentially North Dakota State doesn't really want to see ORU on the other side.
Well, and I think from coach's standpoint, you almost have to look at this game Saturday and reference back to this one here. It's a similar thing from Denver. As Denver came in here on an emotional night, senior night for ORU, and came in off the, playing really, really well, and they just looked flat. And now I think you've got to challenge ORU the same thing as Kansas City final here. They lost by 14 at home again tonight. But again, it's going to be senior day for them. They've got nothing to lose. They're coming out loose, coaching change. Oral Roberts does not need to go into this thing flat. You need to keep that momentum going into that game and really build that confidence going into the tournament.
We'll wrap things up here in this segment, but what do you think in your mind is the most challenging part about playing a team back-to-back in college? We see it a lot in the NBA. You rarely see that in a college schedule, so a pretty unique situation.
It's very unique, and it's going to be a challenge, and that's what, you and I talked off the air. It'll be really interesting to see what happens Saturday. But, both teams want to win. Obviously, ORU wants to win, keep that momentum going. But you also got to be careful to show all your cards too, because this game Saturday is not going to be nearly as important as the next one 4 days later. So you need to make sure win the game, gain some momentum, but maybe not show all your cards there going into that next game.
ORU finishes shooting tonight 53%, 43% from beyond the arc. They hit 9 threes, and this is a team that is either 9th or 8th in the conference, which is last or second to last in the conference in three-point percentage and field goal percentage. Not the case tonight.
Not the case tonight. And again, I think that even goes even more so into Saturday is, all right, you got 2 wins here at home. Let's go show that you can get that win on the road now or away from here. In the tournament, it's going to be neutral site games, but, carry this momentum, carry this shooting. And again, you do that with what they did in the first half defensively, is take the defense on the road with you, and then good things will happen on the offensive end.
ORU has surpassed last season's win total. This is win number 8 here tonight, and a chance for a couple more looking ahead into the next week or so heading into the Summit League tournament. That's Brian Boyer. My name is Connor Clark. We'll chat with head coach Corey Barnett next. This is the Empire Fence postgame show on the ORU Sports Network.
Proud to be part of the Tulsa community and Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 17 years, providing you with unmatched sales and ownership experience. We're grateful for the trust and support you've shown us, making our continued growth and success possible. Here's to 17 years of sales leadership and many more to come.
Join us at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial, and home of the Knight Advantage.
Hey fans, get the only car that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Wrapping things up here from the Mabee Center here on the Empire Fence postgame show. Connor Clark now joined by the head coach Corey Barnett after a dominating win here tonight. 102-80, the final over Denver. And Coach, we'll start with the overall performance, but I think easily this is probably the best 40 minutes your team has played thus far, and you hit triple digits for the first time, and of course tie with just a monster night, 47 points. Just from an overall view, what can you say about your team's effort tonight?
I just think the game's really slowed down for them, and all the things that we've been working on, you're starting to see carry over. I wish we had a better maturity in that second half defensively, but man, that was an unbelievable 40 minutes of offense, and I thought we really, really guarded them in the first half, and they are a difficult team to cover, and they got some high-level scorers across the board, and I just thought we were really disruptive. I know 20 ends up getting his 22 points, but we really limited the rest of their scoring, and we were very disruptive, and a lot of those ended up getting late. So proud of our guys, proud of their effort, proud of their focus.
We'll get to the defensive effort in a second, but
you always want to start with offense.
Of course. Yeah. If you score 1 and 2, we got to start with the offense.
That's fine.
And Ty was magnificent from start to finish, but you could really tell early that he had that look in his eye. He gets the 1,000-point mark out of the way, which Brian and I talked about, just the importance of getting that out of the way mentally, and then he just didn't stop.
No, he didn't. No, and it's like something has clicked for him, and it really has these last 4 or 5 games. And I just don't think there's guards in this league who can keep him in front. With the way that he can attack the paint and play off 2 feet, when he's patient, when he's on balance, man, he's a difficult cover. So I think he really puts pressure on the rim, and he earns those 21 free throws. Those aren't flailing. They're going to play off 2 feet. They're going to score, which that's how you really get to the free throw line. And I just thought he did a really good job with his maturity and his leadership tonight.
We've said this a lot lately, but tonight felt like one of the best, if not the best game for Luke Ray in an ORU uniform. What did you like out of him?
He was incredible. He saw a few go in early. He was super comfortable. He was patient. I loved his mental approach and his attack. He was furious on the glass, just his effort and his intentionality. I was really, really proud of the physicality that he brought tonight.
You mentioned Johnson gets 22, but everybody else was pretty uncharacteristic for them offensively. And I know you guys threw a little bit different of a defensive look this time around than you did the first time. And this is back-to-back games now where you guys have held really high-powered offenses in check for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I made a mistake early on, just going to too soft of a defense early on in the league play just because we weren't guarding. I should have kept trusting it. We've gone back to a little bit more of our aggressive coverages, and it's been beneficial. It gets us going. It gets our guards through screens, allows our bigs to be active. So far it's been really, really good.
You guys got one more regular season game here tonight, or this season rather, and on Saturday night against Kansas City. And how do you keep this momentum rolling? And we talk about in the college basketball season, now is the time to get hot.
It is.
And you guys are doing just that.
No, it definitely is. It's time to try and get rolling right now. So I got a 4-year-old on my neck.
We got a Wild Barnett right behind you.
We do have a Wild Barnett, and he is cheesing.
How could you not be cheesing? A great night.
These are the two best. Both are trouble.
He looks like trouble.
Yeah, no. The guys were really in tune and did a really good job tonight, and I was proud of their maturity.
Well, Coach, go enjoy it with your team, and
Thank
we'll
you.
talk to you again on Saturday.
Appreciate you, brother. And happy early birthday to the voice.
Thank you, KB. He's the only one making a big deal out about that, not me. But that's the head coach, Corey Barnett. Great stuff from him, as always, and just a really fun night to be a part of if you're an ORU fan, and, of course, always a great night for us to be a part of as well, as Oral Roberts scores 102 en route to a 22-point victory over the Denver Pioneers. They close out the regular season, which is hard to believe, on Saturday night against Kansas City, their final meeting of the regular season before, they play each other about 5 days later on Wednesday night up in Sioux Falls, as ORU looks for the regular season sweep and potentially the 3-game sweep over the Kansas City Roos, but we'll take it one game at a time. But we talk about this is the type of momentum you want at this point in the year. ORU has it. How do they continue it? Well, we'll have our answers in the coming week or so. So a big thanks to our entire sponsorship group, as always, for helping us put on these great broadcasts. A massive thanks to our ORU Sports Network crew for doing a great job all season long, making us look and sound great with each and every single ORU basketball game that we are lucky enough to put on. And a big thanks to all of you for making us a part of your Thursday night festivities. ORU wrapping up the regular season on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. You can catch us on the ORU Sports Network at 6:40 for pregame in that one. This is Connor Clark saying so long for the Mabee Center. A happy and historic senior night here in South Tulsa. We hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday and enjoy your weekend. This has been Golden Eagle Basketball on the ORU Sports Network.